What if I told you that the longest chapter of the Quran begins by telling you exactly who will benefit from it, and it might not be who you think? Chapter 2 continues deep into Surah Al-Baqarah, and if Chapter 1 laid the foundation of belief, Chapter 2 begins building the structure of a Muslim life, brick by brick, principle by principle. At the beginning of this chapter, Allah shifts the direction of the entire Ummah. The Qiblah changes from Jerusalem to the Kaaba in Makkah. On the surface, it seems like a physical adjustment. Just turn your body in a different direction. But in reality, it is about loyalty, identity, and obedience. Imagine praying one way for years. Then suddenly, while you are in prayer, revelation comes and you turn mid-prayer. No debate, no delay, just submission. This moment teaches us something powerful. Faith is not always about understanding every reason immediately. Sometimes it is about trusting the one who knows what we do not know. Allah even tells us that this change would test people. Some would question it, some would doubt, and some would submit with confidence. Tests reveal what comfort hides. Then comes one of the most important verses in the entire Quran. Righteousness is not that you turn your faces to the east or the west. Think about that. It is not about empty rituals. It is not about appearances. It is not about direction alone. True righteousness is belief in Allah, the last day, the angels, the book, the prophets. It is giving charity even when you love your wealth. It is establishing prayer, fulfilling promises, being patient in hardship. In other words, Islam is not performative. It is transformative. We live in a time where image can become more important than substance. Social media can make faith look aesthetic. But Allah is telling us here, righteousness is deeper than what people see. It is what you believe, what you give, what you endure, what you honor. Chapter 2 then moves into laws, and sometimes when people hear the word laws, they feel restriction. But divine guidance is not restriction. It is protection. We are given the law of fair retribution, teaching justice, but also encouraging forgiveness. We are given instructions about wills, reminding us that even in death, responsibility continues. We are given the command of fasting. Yes, this is where fasting in Ramadan becomes obligatory. O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may become mindful of Allah. Notice the purpose, not hunger, not exhaustion, not cultural tradition. The goal is mindfulness of Allah, to sharpen your awareness, to discipline your desires, to train your soul to say no. Fasting teaches you that you are stronger than your cravings. You can resist what is normally permissible, food and drink, for the sake of Allah. So what about resisting what is harmful? And Allah does not burden us blindly. He gives concessions for the sick and the traveler. He reminds us that He intends ease for us, not hardship. How many times do we make the religion harder than Allah made it? Then comes one of the most comforting verses ever revealed. When my servants ask you about me, indeed I am near. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me. There is no barrier, no middle layer, no appointment needed. You call, He responds. In a world where people feel lonely despite being constantly connected, this verse is oxygen for the soul. Allah is near, closer than you think, listening to every whisper, every silent tear, every unspoken fear. Then Chapter 2 addresses relationships, marriage, divorce, waiting periods, fair treatment. Some people see these verses as legal detail. But look deeper. Allah is teaching dignity, respect, boundaries, justice, even when emotions are high. Even when a marriage ends, cruelty is not allowed. Oppression is not allowed. Manipulation is not allowed. This shows us that Islam is not just about prayer mats and mosques. It is about how you treat people when things fall apart. Then comes a powerful story, the story of Talut and Jalut, a small army facing a massive force, outnumbered, out-equipped, overwhelmed, and yet victory comes through faith, patience, and trust in Allah. How often do we feel outnumbered today, pressured by culture, drowned by negativity, surrounded by temptation? This story reminds us that numbers do not decide outcomes. Faith does. A small group, sincere and patient, can overcome what seems impossible. Chapter 2 builds resilience inside the believer. It teaches us that obedience may be tested, that righteousness is deeper than ritual, that laws are mercy, that fasting is transformation, that Allah is near, that justice matters even in personal relationships, and that faith can defeat giants. As you recite these pages in Ramadan, don't rush through them. When you feel hunger, remember the purpose is mindfulness. When you raise your hands in dua, remember He is near. When you face a personal struggle, remember Talut's army. This chapter is shaping you, training you, strengthening you. The Quran is not being revealed to you. It is being revealed for you. And as we continue this journey together, one chapter at a time, ask yourself a simple question. Am I just turning pages, or am I allowing these words to turn me? We are only getting started, and what comes next will deepen this foundation even further.